Hello, and welcome to Target AA, where we're going to look over formal reasoning in Euclidean geometry. We're going to start off with conditional statements. These are if-then statements, which are also denoted as P with a little arrow pointing towards Q. The P is your hypothesis, Q is your conclusion. For example, if it is sunny, which is the hypothesis, then Mary will ride her bike, which is the conclusion. The truth value of the statements in these conditional statements can be true or false. If it could be true, then it is true. If it is never true, then it's false. If both the hypothesis and conclusion are true, then our truth value is plain old truth. If our hypothesis is true, but our conclusion is false, then we end up with a false truth value. If our hypothesis is false, but our conclusion ends up being true, well then our truth value is true. If both our hypothesis and conclusion are false, then, well, we end up with a true value as well. All right. For number 1 and 2, we're going to write down the hypotheses and conclusions. So remember, the hypotheses happen after the if, but before the then. So hypothesis P will be this part of our statement. The measure of an angle is 32 degrees. I'm not going to rewrite it because my handwriting is never the best. Actually, let's just go for it. Let's not be so self-conscious, Miss Gumin. The measure of an angle is 32 degrees. The conclusion is the part after the then. So the angle is acute. Well, let's do the same thing for number 2. If M is the midpoint of LW, then LW equals 2MW. Let's take a look at the hypothesis. That's between the if and the then. So then the hypothesis is M is the midpoint of LW. The conclusions happens after the then. So our conclusion is LW equals 2MW. All right. Onwards we go to the linear pair postulate. The linear pair postulate says that if two angles form a linear pair, that means they form a line, then the angles are supplementary. That means the angles add up to 180 degrees. So we have number 3, where we have a line, ABD, and we have 5x and x plus 30 forming a linear pair. They are two angles that form a straight line, which means if we combine them, if we add them, we should get 180 degrees. Let's do just that. I'm going to add the angle ABC, which is 5x, and I'm going to add it with CBD, which is x plus 30, and together they give us 180. Let's refresh our algebra skills. The first thing that we're going to do is combine like terms. So 5x and x we can combine to create 6x plus 30 equals 180. Okay, now let's subtract 30 from both sides to get 6x by itself. And we're subtracting because we're undoing the addition of plus 30. So we're left with 6x equals 150. And finally, we finish up dividing both sides by 6. X equals 25. Onwards we go. Here we have another linear pair. Let's find x. That means we're going to add ABC, which is 32, plus 2x plus 30, because that's angle CBD, and they're still going to equal 180 degrees. We have to combine some like terms here. In this case, our like terms, whoops, accidentally used the pencil there. That's fine. The like terms are 32 and 30. They're our constants. Right, so 32 plus 30 give us 62, and we just have 2x equals 180. Now, let's undo the positive 62 by subtracting 62 from both sides of the equation. we're left with 2x equals 118. And let's divide both sides by 2. Oh, I thought I selected the blue pen. No? Strange, I think my computer's lagging. There we go. Divided by 2. Beautimous. X, yeah, it's lagging. It's fine. X equals 59. So we get after dividing. Let's do the same thing for number 5. Here we have 5x for angle ABC. And we're going, if we add it with the angle CBD, which is 4x plus 18, we should get 180. Okay. First, let's combine some like terms. In this case, the like terms are our x's. So 5x's plus 4x's together give us 9x's. It's going to turn into a pencil soon. It's lagging as usual. Oh, buddy. There we go. 9x plus 18 equals 180. I'm going to try to erase some of these marks while it finishes lagging. Do-do-do. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Come on, eraser. I believe in you. Well, maybe you know exactly what the next step should be. The next step should be subtracting 18 from both sides. So let's go ahead and do that. Waiting for my pen to load. Okay, minus 18 minus 18. So, when we subtract 18 from both sides, on the left-hand side, we're left with 9x. And on the right-hand side, we're left with 162. And we're going to divide both sides by 9 to finish up. I wonder what's going on. I think something might be touching my computer in a weird place. Maybe you see it jumping around, or maybe not. There we go. So when we divide both sides by 9, x equals 18. Perfect. All right. Truth values. Let's review that. If the overall truth value is true, these are the 3 possibilities. If P is true and Q is true, then we get true. If P is false and Q is true, then it's true. If P is false and Q is false, then it's true. There's only one possibility where a conditional statement is false, that is if the hypothesis P is true, but the conclusion F is false. And that is it for Target 8A. Thanks for sticking through my laggy laptop. Have a wonderful rest of whatever day it is for you. Bye!